The St. Louis Blues this season ended on a really strange note, in my opinion, and I want to touch on it.
Hi, I'm Robert Thomas, and this is Locked On Blues.
You're Locked On Blues, your daily podcast on the St. Louis Blues. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And welcome back to Locked On Blues. I'm your host, Haley Taylor Simon, talking to you all things about our St. Louis Blues here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. On today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about how the Blues' season ended on kind of a strange note. I want to talk to you about the end of the season awards and more negative awards and not just the positives. And then finally, I do believe that Dylan Holloway needs his extension ASAP, and I am so ready for it. So we have a lot to discuss today here on Locked On Blues, but I want to let you know that today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. So, evidently, when your team ends the season on a 4-game win streak, you would feel, you know what? At least they won with their heads held high, right? Some dignity. However, in my opinion, I personally am a little annoyed. Now, I'm happy that they won, right? Again, the draft stuff, it is what it is. But I'm annoyed because I feel like this team all along could have done it. And the fact that they're not in the playoffs, I mean, it is what it is, right? That's life. But it is a little bit frustrating. And it's weird, right? Because you're on such a heater and then all of a sudden, season over. That is so strange to me. But at the end of the day, what I will say is this. RT18 got his second hattie of the season and his second career hat trick. Isn't that crazy that like in this past month he got 2 hatties and he's never had that before? Like that's so bizarre. The timing is very strange. But I'm happy about it obviously because that's the guy that I want to be captain. So again, I'm not complaining, but for me, I just want this team to come out so much stronger next season. That's all I want. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm asking for very simple things. Just start your season strong, play the game that I know you can, and just stay consistent. Consistency is what's most important. And for this Blues team, I feel like they finally found that, but too late. I know that it was a long shot, right, to be in the playoffs after the Olympic break. But it gave me so much hope for next season. And it's not even just me saying it, so many people are saying it that next season this team is going to be good. I mean, I said they're going to be a wild card 1 team, and I am a believer in that. I do think that they can be and they should be in my opinion. But the real question isn't if they can be a wild card 1 team. I know they have the ability to. Will they play like one? Will they play like a playoff team next season? I know that this has been a pattern with the Blues. They get in their heads. They do. And they play down to teams that are not as good as them. And whenever they play a team that's better than them, they suddenly play like a really good hockey team. And it's a little bit confusing. I don't want to be confused about this team. I want to feel good and I want to feel confident. And I think that with players like a Jimmy Snuggerud, he has installed that in me, that confidence and feeling good. And that's why I am excited for next season, just because I do think that this team is going to look so much better. And I cannot wait. Like, when it comes to the Blues, I really am excited. I'm just more frustrated that my excitement can't be now. It can't be now. It can't be watching the playoffs, seeing the blue note. And I'm actually, you know, I need to delete pictures off my phone So I always get like the memories from like a year ago. And a year ago, the Blues had a really bad loss to the Jets, and I was kind of crashing out about it. And I think for me, I would rather be crashing out about a bad loss in the playoffs than not in the playoffs at all. And I know that there's a lot of people that are like, oh, who wants to be a first round exit? Okay, well, obviously, that's not what anybody wants. Nobody wants their team to be a first round exit. But the Blues actually have a long history of being a first round exit in the playoffs. Like, that is a thing. And I think that at the end of the day, if they made it to the playoffs itself, then that's already a step in the right direction. Then you focus on making it to the second round. And they were really close last season to making it to the second round. I mean, again, that 1.6 seconds will always hurt me. It will always haunt me. And I think that just put a really bad kind of vibe on this current season, because I think the guys, even though they don't admit it, I think it did get in their heads. And sometimes when things get in your head like that, it does impact how you play. Hockey is a very mental sport. It's hard to sometimes let go of those things. And I'm speaking only from experience as a figure skater. Sometimes it can be mental. I mean, I've spoken to so many hockey players throughout my career doing what I do, and I know that it's a very mental thing. But at the end of the day, the Blues have a reset button. And, I'm a little upset about Claude Julien. I know that the assistants were, fired, but I did like him, and I know that's not Monty's staff and it is what it is, but it's like, wow, that sucks. It just sucks whenever guys lose their jobs in general. And I feel like in the NHL, nothing's really ever for certain, right? I mean, we talk about the coaching carousel. It seems like there's always new coaches every season, uh, except John Cooper. That's like the one exception is John Cooper, but that's just how it goes in the NHL. So guys lose their jobs all the time, but um for me, there's certain coaches that you like, and that sucks, but I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh yeah, this is so shocking." It's not shocking. If anything, it was expected, but still. But again, with Steen taking over, I do feel a lot of hope and excitement. I do. I feel like there's a lot of upside, right? And I feel like sometimes you need that kind of refresh in a way, and the Blues will be fine. That's essentially what I'm trying to say. The St. Louis Blues will be fine. Sometimes you have those years where things just don't go your way. And that's life, right? I mean, it really is life. And for the Blues, they were able to end their season on a confident note. It was weird, to be honest, because again, ending your season on a 4-game win streak, that's kind of bizarre, but you know what? I'll take it. I mean, that's also so St. Louis. You know what I mean? Like, that's also so the Blues. Only the Blues would do that. But I know they were facing teams that are playoff teams, but they obviously didn't have their main guys playing. A win's a win, right? Like, it is what it is. But for the Blues, I am happy that they were at least able to end the season on a positive. We love that. We love the positive note. And I think for me, it just makes me feel optimistic. That's a good word. Optimistic about what's to come for next season. I like the word optimism because you can say optimism, you can say optimistic. Like, I like that it's that kind of word. I don't know. Like, I just was thinking about that just now. I'm like, wow, optimistic. That's a good word. All right, coming up, I'm going to talk to you about the end of the season awards, part 2. We had part 1 on Friday, and I was kind of positive, but I kind of feel like being negative. And then we're going to talk about why Dylan Holloway needs his extension. And I'm going to talk to you about that, but right after this. The NBA playoffs are here, where every possession matters, every matchup is magnified, and every game can swing a series. And right now, FanDuel is giving new customers a great way to get in on the action. And here's what I like about it: you can bet just $5 and get 250 in bonus bets. If your first bet wins, the app makes it easy to follow the action with player stats, trends, and matchups all in one place. And during the playoffs, the extra insight really matters when you're looking at stars, role players, and key moments. It just makes the entire playoff experience more engaging from start to finish. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. FanDuel, play your game. I also want to let you know about the Everydayer Club because it's super cool. You get to listen to Locked On Blues ad free. That is right. So it syncs up to your Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. And the best part is it is ad free for only $5 a month. You're also able, okay, to get into an exclusive Discord chat where you can talk about the Blues, playoffs, hockey, and so much more, even draft stuff. So make sure to sign up. Again, that is lockedonpodcast.com/everydayer. Guys, that was such weird timing. As soon as I was done my ad, I got a package delivered to my place, like the doorbell rang for my medicine, but literally, like it was soon as I was done my ad. That was kind of weird. That was kind of freaky timing. Okay, anyways, let's get to the end of the season awards because I have a few I want to give out. Most disappointing, Jordan Kyrou. Now, I would say Bushi, but on that he gets a different award. I was expecting a lot more from Jordan Kyrou, and I know there was a lot of Kyrou defenders, which, I mean, I get it. Like, I literally was one of them at one point, but I just feel like for him being 27 years old, being in the league for quite a while now, you should be producing more than 18 goals in 72 games. While he did have 28 assists, it still doesn't make up for what he was supposed to do in terms of scoring. And I think that's what's most disappointing because last season, he had 36 goals. The season prior, 31, 22, 23, 37, 21, 22, 27. And the last time he had that low, right, was in 2020-21 when he only played in 55 games with 14 goals. Like, this statistically is one of his worst seasons, and it's unacceptable. And you might say, well, Haley, he didn't play all 82 games. Okay, he played 72 games. But in 21-22, when he played 74 games, which is only 2 games more than he played this season, he's still at 27 goals and 48 assists, giving him 75 points. So, yeah, I think I'm in the right to say that it is annoying and disappointing that he didn't produce the way that I felt like he should have. And I'm just saying the truth. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be upset if the Blues look to trade him. And I know that guys do have bad seasons, but I mean, again, I can't sit here and say, well, yeah, that's fine when there's younger guys like a Jimmy Snuggerud who, in my opinion, has just been so vital to this team's success. And it's like, okay, well, maybe some of the older guys are holding the Blues back. But again, that's just my opinion. And I'm obviously frustrated with how Kyrou has played. But I still am looking for the best possible situation for the Blues. And I don't know if it's Kyrou, to be honest. All right. We have another end of the season award. Again, I told you I'm going to be a little bit petty. I'm going to be a little bit negative. The player that showed the most laziness on the ice. Oh, I wonder who that's going to be. Bushi. I have not witnessed a player not skate that hard in a long time. And Bushi, I mean, listen, I respect him, right? I've spoken to him a couple times. I think that, he's a good person. I'm not putting any of that stuff, right? But I do feel as if he does display some laziness on ice. And I'm not a fan of that. I mean, again, it comes down to something very simple. And it's they're paying you over $8 million a season to do what? For 81 games, you posted only 20 goals and 28 assists, 48 points. Like, you're still minus 10 on the season. Now, I know you're going to say, Haley, he's not a big goal scorer. Okay, fine. Not that big when it comes to assists either. So, like, what are we doing here? I'm just saying what we're all thinking. Okay? I truly don't know why the Blues gave him that extension. And, I've been trying to think about it for a very long time. I've been trying to think logically, why would they do that? I don't know. I still can't come up with a reason. I think that was a bad decision. But you're kind of stuck with it now, right? You're kind of locked in. And for Bushi, I don't know. I'm disappointed. I'm not surprised. But if we had to give a award for laziness on the ice, yeah, it's going to go to him. I know that sounds cold and mean, but it is what it is. All right. My next award. This is kind of sad. The guy that we want to stay, but we know it's not going to happen. That goes to Sonny. I don't know if this team is going to extend him for even a year. I know. We love him. I love him. He is Mr. St. Louis. I just don't know if it's beneficial to the team on ice and not the team in the locker room. I think Sonny would be so good in another role if he's not skating, right? I really do feel that way. But I mean, this season he played 52 games, 5 goals, 12 assists, and he was also minus 18. Now, in his career, it's not like he's done that great overall. I mean, he has played like 545 games, 67 goals, 114 assists, 181 points, and he's minus 4. However, at the end of the day, is it really beneficial for the Blues to bring him back at 32 years old? I don't know. And this is when I said this is a sad one because this isn't a award where I'm like mad or angry or ticked off like some of the other guys. Trust me, I feel that way about some of the other guys. But for him, I am just frustrated because I know that he has the ability to do so much better. I do. I know that he has it. He works hard. He skates hard. It's kind of like Nathan Walker. It's like these guys, and even who am I thinking of? Who else? Why am I blanking? Why am I blanking on some names right now? Let's go think. Who am I Oh, Alexei Torchenko. The WTF line. I was thinking about that line, and I know Sonny's not in that line, but I was thinking about that line. But that fourth line, I mean, they skate and they play so hard. And if the guys like Bushi's, guys that like Kairu's even just put in the same effort that those guys put in, they would find so much success. So I'm not saying by any means that I would be upset if they brought Sonny back. I would love that, honestly. But do I think it's going to happen? My opinion is no. But again, I don't make those decisions, right? I don't have an impact when it comes to what the Blues do. I do a podcast, but I don't have an impact. So, as much as I would like to see Sonny come back, I just don't think it's going to happen unless it is like a 1-year extension for, league minimum. But other than that, I think it's safe to say that the sunny days are over, which is really upsetting because if again, I really like him. I really, really like him. So those are my awards. We'll have more awards as the week goes on, but I had to be a little bit negative today because I was so positive on Friday and I'm like, wait, we still didn't make it to the playoffs. I'm allowed to be negative. Before we continue, one thing that I do on my show is I do a little tankathon where I do a little bit of a draft lottery simulator. And right now the Blues are slated at 11th. So we're going to do the best out of we always do 3 picks and we're going to see where the Blues end up. So pick shuffle 1, they stay at 11. Stay at 11. They move down to 12. Yeah, I mean sometimes like they'll move up, but the odds are just so low. It's like a 3% chance of getting first overall, which I don't think is going to happen. And anytime I feel like you're below 7, like if you're 7 and above, so if you're 7, 8, 9, like you don't really move. I feel like the lottery, it's only beneficial if you're like a bottom 5 team, in my opinion. And again, there's a possibility that the Blues move back even more. Now, they do have Detroit's 15th overall pick. So at least they'll have that. But I mean, again, and they have Colorado. They have their 31st overall pick as of now, right? So we'll see what happens. I mean, they have 3 picks in the first round. So, like, again, I'm not complaining. It just sucks that they can't be like in the top 7. Like, I just want to see the Blues, honestly, top 7. I would be happy. But again, I know how these ping pong balls go, and it's not going to go in our favor. It's low key, like rigged. It's low key, like it's going to go to like New York or some team that truly doesn't deserve it. Probably Florida. Like, I know how this goes. Like, it's not going to go in our direction. Oh, look, I finally got the Blues. They're at 2nd overall. Okay, cool. That's probably not going to happen again. 3% chance of getting 1st overall. So it's like it's like 4% chance of getting 2nd overall. Not going to happen, but we do this for fun just because the hockey gods might be listening. All right. I need to talk to you about Dylan Holloway and his extension that needs to happen right after this. This is just a friendly reminder to like and subscribe to Locked On Blues here on YouTube or wherever you listen, whether that's a podcast or that's really it. Yeah, that's all you have. It's podcasting or if you're watching on YouTube. So make sure to like, subscribe, give that 5-star rating, say hey, say what's up, say hello. Let me know what you think of this season ending the way that it did. Leave a comment down below. And then on Fridays, we always have Are We Feeling Blue, where we discuss if it was a good week or a bad week for the Blues. And I would love to hear your opinion. Dylan Holloway deserves an extension. I've said that once. I've said it twice. You know what? I have said it 3 times. I have said it so many times. And let me just say, I have gotten ridiculed online for saying it because apparently it was a very obvious take. However, he still doesn't have his extension yet. I mean, this is a player that needs a good contract, right? I mean, he will be playing for the Blues, right? I mean, he's 24 years old. He says he wants to be here for a long time. He finished up a 2-year contract with the AAV being $2.29 million. But I do think that you could realistically give him a long-term contract, but I would like to say he should not get a no trade clause. Now, I know what you're going to say. Haley, he deserves it. Okay, that's the problem that the Blues have ran into so many times. It's these bleeping no trade clauses. It's too much. And I know that Armstrong said, well, they're not full. Oh, okay. Well, still, it prevents like half the teams in the league from being able to go after guys unless they waive it. Like, still. the point that I'm trying to make is I don't think it would be smart to do that. I think with contracts going forward, you should just not give anybody like a no trade clause unless it's somebody like, I don't even know who honestly would deserve it, to tell you the truth. Like, I know that sounds kind of harsh, but I mean, that's just the reality. Like, unless you're a guy, like, let's go say they get Brady Tkachuk. Okay, valid. But, like, if you're not Brady Tkachuk, then no. Like, maybe McDavid. You get what I'm saying? Like, there are certain players, yes, you can make an exception, but the guys on the team right now, I'm going to say no. No one deserves a no trade clause. No one. Except RT18. But, again, he already has his contract. And he's going to be the future captain. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. I will say it every single day until it happens. And then when it happens, I will be like, hey, you can look back on every episode that I have done and you will see that I have been consistent. So that is my take. But yes, Dylan Holloway needs his extension. I would give Holloway about $7 million AAV. I think if you're paying Bushi and Cairo 8, I'm only saying 7 because I don't know how long his contract would be. Would I like it long term? Yeah. But I also wouldn't be upset if it was like a 4-year extension. I don't know. I feel like sometimes when you give out these really long term contracts, it can come back to bite you. So, again, I wouldn't be upset if it was like a 4-year extension, but we'll see what they do. All I know is, yes, Dylan Holloway will be on the Blues next season. I'm not worried about it. I think it's going to happen relatively soon. Or at least that's what I'm hoping. You know what? That's what I'm hoping. So we'll see. And I personally am excited to see Dylan Holloway just continue to thrive, do his thing. And again, next season, please come fast. I already miss Blues hockey. So I will talk to you tomorrow. And like always, let's go Blues.